Alright guys, in this video I want to go over the flat deck fuel system and how I kind of routed it and how everything is working right now. So, as you can see, to start, I got rid of the fuel selector. So I left that closed because that thing ends up having issues later on down the road where it'll leak and those things just go bad. So I completely got rid of the fuel selector, have a primer in instead of a choke. So then the primer, it just goes out and then to the carburetor obviously, and then the other line goes down, around, and then into the reserve, I guess you could say, but it's technically just the main fuel line now because since I got rid of the selector, this is the on, and you just block the on since that's the shorter of the two pickups. And then you only use the reserve pickup. So this is the primary fuel line, which is the reserve, and with just a Blosian fuel filter in it. It's just kind of like your basic fuel filter. Just so that it's pretty easy to see if there's anything jammed up in there. And then it's like $5, easy to switch, so it's a really good investment there. And then this is my return. It goes around. So the top is the return, bottom is the feed on the 44. And then over here, we've got my external or remote fuel pump over here, which is a high flow fuel pump for an engine much more capable than this one, I think, because I didn't realize it, but unfortunately, this thing's for like dual carburetors because it's got a massive feed or inlet. It's like absolutely huge. I had a hard time getting the fuel line over it. And then it's got these dual outlets over here. So then I had to just buy a Y and Y them together. And then, so that's kind of what I've got going on is a massive inlet, a double outlet wide to a single, and then goes around to my feed on my carburetor. So that's that. And then I've got my vent over here with just a Blosian vent, like valve. And then that just goes up into the pole like normal. So that's the fuel system on this thing. Pretty basic, but it's interesting. It's a little bit more unique just because it does have the remote fuel pump. And of course I didn't realize it had the dual outlets. So that's a good remedy, I guess, if you end up getting one of these. I mean, it doesn't seem like it hinders anything. So it's still a good fuel pump, but that's just a little thinking on your feet kind of solution you got to have really quick when you're doing this kind of stuff and you have an issue. So, and yes, I know it's zip tied and that's janky, but I'm just doing it for now just to make sure it works. And then I've got a carbon fiber bracket coming for it, and I'm going to make a really nice bracket. It'll look good. But for now, when I'm just testing and tuning and making sure this thing actually does work, zip ties will just do me fine, and I'll fix it and make it better later. But so that's basically just the fuel system in this thing. It's pretty simple, and that's basically it. Oh, and then one thing too, I like to personally put the primer fitting after the fuel filter, just because if you put it up here, then you're gonna be sucking whatever comes through. So I would just recommend putting your primer fitting after the fuel filter if possible. Oh, and then down here, I don't know if you can see that down there, but I've got my my water separator from Blosian as well. So I mean, it's good to have all that stuff, like a water separator, even though it's not necessarily needed. It's nice to have just in case you do get water in your fuel. So definitely get one of those. And oh, and then of course I have my little homemade block off here, so I need to fill it through here. So that's another thing. So that's basically the complete fuel system on this thing. Pretty simple, but hopefully would help you guys out if you're routing your own fuel system from scratch like I did. So, oh, and then another good tip, if you're gonna block that off and you're not gonna use like the front fills from Wax Racing and you're gonna end up filling it through here, it's good to leave a lot of extra room in all your lines so that you can pull your pickups out without having to like stretch on everything. So if you're gonna do it this way, leave some slack in your lines. I am going to get a new tank and the front pickups from Wax Racing and then I can just have a cap up here, which will be way better. But for now, this will do. So that's the fuel system, and I'll see you guys in the next one.